Imagine thinking you still had thousands of dollars in capital losses to claim, and one day CRA suddenly tells you those losses vanished decades ago. That's what happened to Mr. Om Gupta. And his story surely shows that how misunderstanding CRA's paperwork can cost you. Hi, I'm Amandeep Singh, CPA and founder of Cloudworth CPAs in Burnaby, your trusted guide like Google Maps for navigating corporate and personal tax matters across Canada. Now, let's look at what happened. Back in the 1990s, Mr. Gupta went bankrupt and was discharged in 1994. Over the following years, he filed his tax returns like any other taxpayer. Every year, his notice of assessment from CRA showed a running total of his net capital losses, the kind of losses you can normally carry forward to offset future capital gains. For 2017 and 2018, those CRA notices still listed the same big loss balance, which included losses from before his bankruptcy. But then in 2019, things changed. The notice said, "We have reduced your net capital loss for other years. You cannot claim losses from before the year of your absolute discharge from bankruptcy." Then in 2020, CRA reassessed him, removing those pre-bankruptcy losses, which meant higher taxable income and more tax to pay. Mr. Gupta agreed that the law, specifically subparagraph 128(2)(g) of the Income Tax Act, disallows losses from before bankruptcy. His objection was about the timing. He felt CRA had shown these losses on his assessments for more than 20 years, so they should be locked in and not revisited. He argued it was unfair and even out of time for CRA to change the balance so many years later. But Justice Gaston Jorer of the Tax Court of Canada disagreed, and here's why. First, the judge explained what a notice of assessment legally covers. Under subsection 152(1), CRA assesses the tax, interest, and penalties for that year. Nothing else. The numbers shown on the notice, like your RRSP room or your loss carry forward, are just supporting details. They are not formally assessed or determined in the legal sense. Second, the Act has a different rule, subsection 152(1.1), which allows CRA to issue a notice of determination if a taxpayer specifically asks CRA to confirm the amount of a loss. Once CRA issues that determination, subsection 152(1.3) says it becomes binding for future years. But Mr. Gupta never requested or received a notice of determination. That was a key detail. Without that document, those losses on his old assessments were simply informational, not legally fixed. Third, the court said CRA can always correct earlier errors when assessing an open year. Even if older years are statute barred, CRA must apply the law correctly for the current year. Past mistakes don't handcuff CRA forever. The judge quoted previous cases like Coastal Construction and Excavating and Peach versus the Queen, where the courts informed that if an old error affects the current year, CRA can fix it when the new year is being assessed. In simple terms, once 2020 was under review, CRA had every right to correct the loss balance, so the assessment followed the law. Mr. Gupta's appeal was unfortunately dismissed. So what we can learn from this case? The biggest lesson is that numbers on your notice of assessment are not always final. They can change if CRA later finds an error, especially when no notice of determination is issued. At Cloudworth CPAs in Burnaby, we help business owners and individuals make sure their carry forward balances like capital losses, non-capital losses, and investment tax credits are verified and legally sound. We also help clients request an official notice of determination when needed, so those numbers are locked in for future years. Our role is like Google Maps for your tax journey, making sure you know where every turn leads and that no outdated information throws you off course years down the road. If you've had a bankruptcy, complex investments, and older loss balances carried forward, it's worth having them reviewed. A short review today can prevent a costly reassessment tomorrow. Thanks for watching.